They told you history is truth, but truth can be shaped, bent, rewritten. We grow up believing the past is settled, final, cleanly recorded in textbooks and timelines. But what if the real history, the uncomfortable, inconvenient parts, was left out on purpose? This is Thief of Knowledge, and today, we're opening the pages they told us not to read. The illusion of historical truth. When we think of history, we picture something objective: facts, dates, events. But history isn't just what happened, it's what survived. And survival depends on power who had it, and what story they wanted to tell. The victors didn't just win wars, they won control over memory, over identity, over what was allowed to be remembered at all. That's the illusion that history is neutral, but it never was, and never will be. Civilizations in the shadows. Even ancient history isn't what it seems. We're taught about Egypt, Greece, Rome, but there were others, brilliant, complex civilizations that challenged the entire timeline. Göbekli Tepe was built over 11,000 years ago before writing, before agriculture. Its very existence rewrites what we thought was possible. The Indus Valley cities were cleaner, smarter, and more advanced than anything in Europe for centuries, yet they barely get a mention. And the Olmecs, they carved stone heads so massive, so precise, we still don't know how or why. Their culture is a question mark. What else have we ignored just because it didn't fit the story? Erased, banned, forgotten. Some pieces of history weren't just ignored, they were erased, not by time but by design. In 325 AD, powerful men sat in a council and decided what spiritual texts were truth. Others were banned, buried, burned. The Library of Alexandria, a treasure of ancient science and philosophy, wiped out in political fire. Indigenous knowledge systems, oral histories, medicine, astronomy, overwritten by conquest. This isn't just about lost facts, it's about stolen memory. The cost of a broken story. We live in the aftermath of forgotten history. When you erase who people were, they forget who they can be. If the story only shows conquerors, you never imagine yourself as a creator. If the past hides resistance, you inherit silence. If it hides invention, you inherit limitation. That's why it matters. Because history doesn't stay in the past, it becomes the lens through which we see ourselves today. And that lens is cracked. The truth isn't gone, just buried. We were handed a story, and maybe parts of it are true, but the missing pages, the banned voices, the wisdom lost in war and rewritten in silence, that's not fiction, that's history too. The truth isn't gone, it's just buried, and it's up to us to start digging. This is Thief of Knowledge. Like, subscribe, and never stop questioning what they told you to believe. The most effective way to destroy people is to deny and obliterate their own understanding of their history. George Orwell.